So you might be wondering, what the heck is going on at Hoover Dam? Well, we're going to talk about that today. We're going to show you a little bit of video that I taped while we were there. We're going to give you a little highlight at the end. We talk to a park ranger. We also go out and check out the other exit out there on the Arizona side. So stay tuned. Let's get to it right now. So you might be wondering, what the heck is going on at Hoover Dam? Well, we're going to talk about that today. We're going to show you a little bit of video that I taped while we were there. We're going to give you a little highlight at the end. We talk to a park ranger. We also go out and check out the other exit out there on the Arizona side. So stay tuned. Let's get to it right now. I'm a YouTuber.
Okay.
Just want to let know everything that's going on here.
Okay. What we're going to do, see the gentleman standing here?
Yeah.
Right before you get to him, just going to hook a quick U-turn. Head back the other way. Thank you.
All right. So basically, because my truck, I couldn't open up the bed and they couldn't see my storage box, I wasn't able to get an inspection to check it out. I know, I'm just saying, I would have to unload everything in the back of the truck.
Go ahead and rectify that. See what this is?
What's it say? I can't see it. I don't have glasses on.
Uninspectable.
That's right. That's fine. I'm just letting everybody know that's driving through here what they have.
Thank you.
You too. Just because it's on YouTube doesn't mean it's a thing. That's right. But I didn't want to unload every single thing. If that's the way it is, you should have it up at the very top of the hill, have a sign. No, it doesn't say that's going to be completely, everything has to be inspectable.
You set subject to inspection.
Once again, here's where I would avoid.
Thank you. Right before you get to him, sir. Have a great day now.
You too. So you can see just what we went through. You know, if you were coming out here to the Hoover Dam, you know, if you're riding your motorcycle, you're probably going to be all right, or if you have a passenger car. But if you have an RV, truck, trailer, anything, just because inside my back of my truck, after we've been in Vegas, I'd have to totally unload the back so they could see inside that box. That's a bunch of crap. So I would avoid the dam at all costs because of that. And you can see how those guys were. They were a bunch of assholes. You know, all I was doing was just videotaping. They're trying to show me they have a right to inspect. I'm not saying they don't have a right to inspect, but it's just bullshit that they want everything thrown out of your vehicle. Once again, I would avoid the Hoover Dam at all expenses. Avoid it. It's possible if we come from the other side, from the Kingman area, we might be able to walk across without dealing with this inspection station here on the Vegas side. So at all costs, avoid it. So we drove over here to the Arizona side to check out if there's any way you could get to the Hoover Dam that way. Can't do it. It's closed off, the gate's closed, it says government property, no trespassing. So there's my thing. You know, I definitely don't know who those guys were, if they were rent-a-cops, what they were. I've never been, out of all the places we've gone to cross borders in Mexico, Canada, states, immigration areas, never, ever, ever had the attitude that we had there from those 3 or 4 guys. So, you know, there you go. If you're a government employee, I'd really like to know who these clowns were, because I've never been treated and acted the way that they did. You know, I can see, out of all the things they're looking for, is they want to know if you had any guns. What are you going to do down there? You know, there could be a whole lot of other things that somebody could have that they weren't even concerned about. Just like another guy that I talked to up at the lookout, he couldn't come through. He had a motorcycle trailer. They wanted him to take all of his motorcycles and his tools out of the trailer so they could go inside and look at it. You know, how crazy are these guys? So once again, I would highly recommend avoiding Hoover Dam at any expense. You know, if you want to take a tour out here from Vegas and ride the bus out, or take a helicopter ride out, you know, the lake's about half empty as it is. So there's not a whole lot you can see. Right now, during the COVID and all that crazy stuff going on, there's no tours, the museum, everything's closed down there. So pretty much all you're doing is walking across the bridge, taking a look at it. You know why I've done that? Seen it, been there? I would highly recommend avoiding the Hoover Dam. It's sad that our national monument that we paid with our tax dollars, and you're treated that way. You know, you had to drive 11 miles down the road here to get to it from the highway, just to tell you that they have the right to do that. You know, like I was flipping that clipboard in front of me. You know, I didn't sign crap. So just because it says down there on the bottom that you're subject to inspections, which is fine. I've gone through agricultural things too. But this guy wanted me to basically take the back of my truck, open it up, and unload everything. He wasn't interested in the suitcases or the bags we had back there or the gifts we had. He wanted to see in the plastic box that I keep my tools, rain suit, things like that when we're traveling with the motorcycle, if we have a flat or anything like that on the RV. But I mean, it was just downright crazy. Then when I tried to bring the camera out, they all freaked out and said, this is their right, this is their right. I have never seen more unprofessional people in my entire life. This is almost like what you would see at some kind of rent-a-cop. You know, if that's what they are, the government needs to spend a little bit of money and get the ICE people up here, or some Border Patrol people, or even some police officers that would never treat you the way that these clowns did. So we're going to leave you right here with our recommendation. Avoid Hoover Dam.
I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on out there. It's just plain crazy. We sat in line. There was about 10 cars in front of us. They let one vehicle drive through. The rest of them, they pulled over there for inspection. You know, I've been through the Mexico border. We've been through Canada. We've been through going through California and Texas and stuff. You have a lot of immigration there. We have one right outside here in Parker. We have another one out here by Needles that we go through on a regular basis. I have never, ever been treated the way that we did here. Why? That's what you might be asking. Why is it so crazy there? What are they looking for? The one thing that they ask you out of everything is if you have any firearms in your vehicle. That's the one question that they ask. So they kind of look inside the windows, and that's kind of their extent. But if you have anything in the back, like we have the truck cover, basically because a box moved forward inside of my truck, I was unable to get that box out. They wanted to go through all of our suitcases, all of our bags. They wanted to see that plastic box. They really weren't that concerned about what was inside, but the Jeep right in front of us, they actually wanted them to unload everything, and they just turned around and they left too. So we seen out of all the 10 cars that were in front of us, we seen one car that they let go through without doing a full inspection. And the second car, the one behind us, they let that one drive through. Other than that, we've seen a lot of people just plain turn around. This is just crazy. Right before coming into that checkpoint, which I want to let you know, this checkpoint has been here all the time that we've ever gone out to Hoover Dam over the last 15 years. It's always had a checkpoint there. Never, ever, ever have we ever been treated like this. So after we drove down, we went all around the other side there. You took a look at that and seen that there is no way now to get in from the Arizona side like you used to be able to, because there was never a checkpoint on the Arizona side. So then we went back, and when we were driving back on the highway, I could look down and I seen a National Parks truck sitting at a facility that they had right before you go to the checkpoint that they have at the dam. It's a big building there. I guess it's they service the trucks. I don't know what's all there, but his truck was parked there. So we parked across the street because it said no vehicles were allowed to drive in. I started walking across the parking lot, and he pulled up to me and wanted to know what I was there for. So I went to ask him a few questions. My first question was, is this a national park? And he said, yes, it was. But they've got another word for it, and I'll run that across the bottom here. I don't remember exactly what they call it now. They've got something else that they call it where it's still a national park, still under national park rules, but it's got other variables that can go with it, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but we'll get to that in a minute. But so I talked to him a little bit about what's going on. I said, who are these guys? Who are these security guys that are down here? Are they park employees? Are they ICE? Are they county or state police? Who are these guys? Well, basically, after I quizzed him quite a bit, he finally told me that they were rent-a-cops. They're a contractor that bidded for this job and has taken this over in the last year or so. So they're the ones that are all after this, you know? So when we pulled up, no big deal. Because like I say, we've been through many borders, Mexico, every place, and never, ever, ever had the attitude that these people had. So they said they need to take a look at the back of the truck. So I get out of the truck, I walk around, I open up, I try to unlock the bed cover, and it folds up like a Venetian blind. And the box that I have in the front that keeps all my rain gear and some tools, rubber boots, things like that. So if I have to work on the trailer on the road, I've got everything in a compartment there. And so I pulled the tailgate down, I tried to unlock that, and it wouldn't go. So I said, hey, here's everything we got in here. I said, I got a plastic box back there. I said, I can't get to that because the top's not opening. He says, you need to pull over there, and you need to take everything out of the back of your truck. And I'm like, what for? And he says, well, we're looking for handguns. Or we're looking for guns. That's what they said. We're looking for firearms. That's the word he used, firearms. We're looking for firearms. So I'm like, okay. I said, what's going on with all that? And he's like, well, this is just the way it is, and if you don't like it, you can just leave. So that's pretty much when I went to grab the camera, and I said, I turned it on, and he starts going at me, telling me that, they got a right to inspect it and all that, and I'm not saying he's not. My point is to put a video out here to let you know that, hey, if you're coming across that dam, or wanting to go see the dam, can't go across it. You can drive, which we don't even know for sure. When I talked to the park guy, he said you could drive across the other side and drive back, and that's it. So there's no way to get across that to the Arizona side and travel on. So you're only going down there to see the dam, and that's it. So that was the point that I looked at this point and said, this is crazy. So I wanted to get out my YouTube camera and try to tell this guy I'm doing YouTube. And here they all come. Oh, we have a right to do this piece of paper. He showed me a piece of paper that's down at the bottom, which I asked him. I said, dude, I'm in my class, and I don't know what it says. Well, they have a right to inspect. Well, they had all these signatures on there. I didn't sign that. So I didn't give them authorization. They have a sign when you first come up that says they might have, you're liable for an inspection. No different than Mexico, Canada, at the border crossings, if you're agriculture crossings, all that. Yes, there's a chance that you might be one of those people. But 9 people in a row, not saying how many behind us are going to get stopped too. It's a little ridiculous. Basically, if you're coming across there and you got a motorcycle and you got nothing in your storage compartments and you want to go down to the dam, you're probably going to be okay. If you got a rental car and there's nothing in it but you people, just your party and that's it, you're probably going to be all right. If you're driving anything else, a pickup truck, a Jeep, the guy with the Jeep he ended up leaving. Any kind of trailer, motorhome, conversion vans, party, any type of vehicle that they think could have something in it, they're going to stop you and make you do a massive search and make you unload everything and put it back. So, I haven't even had that much trouble going to the airport as I did with this. And for something that is a national park, which is just like I said, I pay federal taxes for this. This is my taxes go to pay for this place. I asked the national park gentleman that I was talking to, I said, why don't you have any dogs that are out there sniffing, bomb sniffing dogs or drug dogs, whatever you're looking for? I said, to me, firearms is kind of like the least of my worries if I'm going down to the dam. I'm probably more worried about somebody doing something to the dam itself, not picking people off. And so my other concern was I thought maybe something had happened down there. Maybe there had been some kind of violence or something going on down there. So I asked him that question too. Has there been anything? And he's like, nope. But we are looking into getting dogs. That's what he said. I said, well, first of all, these rent-a-cops, whoever's down there, I said, they're the worst people I've ever seen for dealing with something that I'm paying for. So that's one of the problems that I have with this. And I just want to warn everybody, this is my big warning. Unless they hire somebody different, or if you come in those 2 particular instances, a car that has nothing in it, or a motorcycle that has nothing in it, I would stay away from the Hoover Dam. Or unless you're going down there on the bus. If you take a tour down there, you're probably not going to have any trouble with the tour bus. But it's like I said, they should have a sign at the very beginning, because it's a drive down there. You got to get off on the road and you got to drive down in there, and because you can't go across anymore. So you're not like you're going to go across to Arizona and go out that way. You're going to turn around and come right back. Well, they should have a sign at the very beginning that basically says that. They're looking for firearms, and they're going to search every part of your vehicle and everything that's in it. Because they don't even do that much when we go across the Mexico and the Canadian borders in the car. They ask us, and yeah, I know randomly they're going to check people, and I know that. And I've got no problem with that. But 9 people in front of me? That's a little ridiculous. So we're going to go ahead and leave the video right here. Let me know down in the comments if you've been out there to the Hoover Dam and if you had any trouble with what's going on. Maybe it's just a bad crew that I had that day. There was 4 or 5 guys out there. I don't know what their issue was. They just had a bad attitude. And then when I brought the camera out, they all freaked out. Just like I said, dude, I got no problem with you putting out rules and says this is what you want to do. But people need to know this before you take that travel all the way over to the Hoover Dam. If you're coming all the way over from Vegas or Laughlin or wherever you're at, that's a drive to get down to the Hoover Dam. And you find out that they're going to go through every freaking thing that's in your car, and you got to dump it all out there in a parking lot. I'm not too keen about that. And like I say, we were coming back from Vegas, so we had a full load in the back of the truck. Our suitcases, pillows, all that stuff, gifts we bought, all kinds of different stuff that we had in there, a cooler in there. If that's what they want, then they should let everybody know. And that's why I made this video. I want to give you the fair warning. If you don't want to deal with this stuff, screw Hoover Dam. I won't be back. It ain't that great that I've got to see it again. You can see it in picture. If you look behind me, there's a nice picture of Hoover Dam right there. You can take a look at it. There's many videos out there already showing you that. Unless they change this rule or get rid of these morons that are out there working, I'm not coming back. And we're also going to file a complaint with the National Parks Department because it is insane. If you've had this trouble before, let me know down in the comments. And if you decide you don't want to go to Hoover Dam, let me know. If you got any output or input about what I just said, comment down there again. So I want to thank you for hanging around all the way to the end of me ranting here. Luckily you weren't there while it was all happening because to me it was just bullcrap. So we're going to leave you at that. Ask you to subscribe to our channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give us a thumbs up. And we'll leave you at that. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video.